Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the January 22nd, 2025 Board of Selectmen meeting. This meeting is being broadcast live on BNC TV. I call the meeting to order. Live and streamed on YouTube. To find the BNC TV on YouTube, go to the youtube.com and search for Bernardston-Northfield Community Television. This meeting will be available for later viewing by following the link at townofbernardston.org. You can also watch channel 1075 on your Comcast dial in Bernardston. Do people still have dials?
Maybe.
Maybe, okay. Warrants. I would entertain a motion for the payroll warrant in the amount of $59,161.86.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I would entertain a motion for the vendor warrant in the amount of $62,169.55.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on that?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion for the amendment of the special meeting minutes of December 30th, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
It was basically correcting the ARPA.
Yes, the
activity.
verbiage for the ARPA, yes.
In that I wasn't there at that meeting, I'm not going to be able to vote.
That's correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I would entertain a motion for the regular meeting minutes of January 8th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on those? Corrections, deletions, additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
I would entertain a motion for the special meeting minutes of January 15th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, corrections, deletions, additions?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, calendar and announcements. Board of Assessors meeting Thursday, January 23rd, 2025 at 3:15 p.m. in the Assessor's office. Rec Commission Winter Recreation Camp. Winter Recreation Camp 2025 is scheduled for Monday, February 17th through Friday, February 21st, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Bernardston Elementary School. Registration begins Monday, January 27th through Friday, February 14th. Details on how to register are available at the town website at townofbernardston.org. That is school vacation week for those who don't have little kids. Story times with Maya and Winston at Cushman Library. Come meet Maya and Winston the dog. What? Maya and Winston are book-loving friends and are hosting alternating morning and afternoon story times on Thursdays in January at the Cushman Library. January 16th and January 30th at 10 a.m. and January 23rd at 3:30 p.m. Three-town meeting, the Selectboard and Finance Committees of the towns of Bernardston, Leiden, and Northfield, the three towns that are in the PBRS, is scheduled on Thursday, January 30th at 6 p.m. at the Senior Center. Valentine's Day celebration at the Senior Center is scheduled on Thursday, February 13th at 12 p.m. Lunch will begin at 11:45. Sign up. They have to call to sign up?
No,
Yeah,
it's good to sign up for lunch, but there's also going to be a Valentine's party and a card swap. So
Okay.
we would love for everyone to come, including all of you.
All right.
Down.
Good. Citizens' concerns. We're going to juggle the order here. Pam?
Oh, sure.
Pam Parmakian, COA and Senior Center Director. Pam is here this evening to discuss and seek approval for a grant application for the Senior Center.
That's right. Hi.
How we doing? Aye.
Good to see you all again.
You too.
So there's some opportunities coming up over the next couple weeks, and we would like to pursue them. So I'm looking for the support of the Select Board. What we would be doing in the event that there would be these opportunities for us to apply for a grant, it would be to encourage more marketing. So we would use the dollars for marketing. We also would like to buy another piece of equipment at the senior center that would provide scanning and printing opportunities for our members and our visitors. So that they would be able to utilize those as opposed to having to drive to Greenfield or elsewhere to be able to do those services. So in the event that these do become available, there wouldn't be an additional cost to the town. It would be something
There
that
would not be.
There would not be.
Thank
an
you.
That's important. There
Yes.
would not be an additional cost to the town. But I would still be seeking the support of the select board in the event that we can apply for them. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a cart before the horse because I'm meeting with them tomorrow, but tonight's the select board meeting. So that's what we're looking for tonight.
Is there any town obligation? If you get the grant, there's no matching funds, anything like that?
There is not. So it would be some marketing dollars again, and then it would also be a piece of equipment that we would be able to provide a service that we aren't able to provide now.
Great.
Is it the Asian dementia?
Yes.
Grant.
Yep. Yep. So it would be going in that route, and we would also be able to market a little bit more about some of the opportunities that we've had through a different grant, where we've produced some marketing materials for some of the different businesses in the area, so that they might be able to make adjustments within their own business to accommodate people that are aging or that might be experiencing some dementia. So,
Great. Challenges.
yep.
Make a motion to support the application of the grant.
And I'll second that motion.
Any discussion, questions?
Sounds great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you
Appreciate
hearing
it. The
from
car
me
hasn't
tonight.
cooled off at all.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next up is Ben John, BRJ Builders, 9 South Street Development Update.
Come on to the table.
Please. Mr. John is here to discuss his intentions and review the plan for the 19 South Street, formerly known as Four Leaf Clover Restaurant, development. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
You want to come up? Come on up.
So these are to be,
These are preliminary.
oh, there's a whole pile of them.
I don't have the actual plans, because as I'm sure everyone on the board knows, developing plans is expensive.
Yes.
You bet.
And
If you want to save money, I'll just take one of those. All right, thank you.
share,
Okay. I can do that.
So Ben, you want to do the introductions?
sure, this is Shauna, this is my partner, and
Okay.
this is, our plan is to develop 19 South Street.
Okay.
So, the initial page here,
He's just doing it so he can show it on the camera,
Oh.
that's all.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not trying to show you the picture.
So you want to look at
So
mine while you do
I
that?
figure we run through, but you let me know what you
Run
the
away.
direction
Yeah.
you'd like to go.
Take
So I'm looking for initial support from the select board for the development of 19 South Street. So the first page you're looking at was the initial evaluation from Bucky, the engineer, who's a certified civil engineer, to see what makes sense and what would be the least impactful and the easiest for us to move forward. And we basically determined that staying in the impervious footprint, with the exception of perhaps something in the old defunct SAS, which you can see dotted in the back northwest corner, might potentially be something Board of Health already approved that as a potential area to use.
Tell me what SAS means?
Soil absorption field.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's other things that we would have to go through, as that is in the wetlands buffer zone, but that's not really this part or right now, it's just would be a potential future thing. Right now, the existing idea is to have some apartments there and my company,
And what is your company?
BRJ Builders.
Oh, okay.
Well, two companies, and Pinnacle Mountain LLC, which is the development company,
And what do
So-
they develop?
real estate.
Okay. It's good?
So on the next page, if you zip over, hopefully everyone could make out South Street, right? So
Yep.
on that first page, so we can see, this is just a preliminary floor plan for apartments that I wanted to share. The apartments which you'll see we have some other pages, but they'll actually be located on the side of the parking lot is the plan. And BRJ would be the left building or the south side. And then the one that is where the eaves are parallel to the road would be storage. And that would be a single story. And you'll see that represented in the next pages. So it might not stay like this, but we have to do something initial. This is kind of our idea. It's likely going to be a modular company because we can get it in quicker and have all the engineering done by then and easy approval from Jim at the building department.
That's good.
So,
I see great as in great room?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in that north building, it would be second floor for sure apartments, and there'd be 2 to 4 is the current plan with 2 on top and 2 on the first floor, or, and I'm trying to get a feel for this, we might actually offer some office space for some other companies on the first floor as a possibility. So that hasn't quite fully evolved yet, and a big portion of it is being able to cover the expense, you know, that we're going to entail there with the loan we're going to take out, and the way we do that is by having rental income with us there. On the next page, you can actually see the next 2 pages will be kind of how they'll, you know, be presented on the lot.
Can you guys see that?
2 colonial style buildings. There likely will be some more architectural features, and the storage building would be a ranch style storage building, keeping with New England architecture. And then that middle area would be common ground for people to hang out in between the buildings. And that's what I've got for my proposal, and this is what I'm looking for initial support for, so that I can spend more money on development.
So where's the restaurant?
Where's the food?
Well, you know,
Well, you know.
this is, it's got to be feasible for the costs, right?
Sure.
And although we love to do that, I think everybody knows from previous meetings what the total cost of a new restaurant there is. And it's extremely expensive, and it did get bounced around as one of the
Really?
plans. Or, like Sean has got this really cool idea for deviled eggs. Deviled egg spot.
I like her.
You know, right? So,
You'd have to sell a lot of
you
devil.
know, we already have, the grease trap is there, the whole septic is intact and working, so theoretically, if, you know, at final approval, and we said, oh, well, maybe we'll make a little something, and I don't know, I'm looking for some sort of support so I can put some more money into the development and ideas of 19 South Street.
So this gray building in the back, that's the residence that's already
is,
there?
yep.
And that's not part of this?
It is not. That was subdivided when it was sold to the previous owners.
All right. And no front door?
No, actually, the way that it will access, since I have 2 curb cuts, we would have main access for the apartments on the side.
Okay.
And main access for BRJ on the side as well.
Okay.
Currently, that's the
Things change.
initial plan.
Right.
So 4 apartments?
It's 4 apartments or 3 apartments and some office space, or 2 apartments and the whole first floor
Office space. or
office
something.
space. Or someone said, well, what about a yoga studio? So there's, like,
Yeah.
you know, ideas, and I think each one of them, including my business, would be a benefit to the town.
This,
in that
this
location.
representing your business, yeah.
The one that the gable end is facing the town to the south, so right where your pen is,
Yep.
right there, and then the other one would be storage for the business.
Oh, storage,
So that we can
okay.
have things
I got you.
covered. That's one of the thoughts for the back old SAS, is that would be an easy spot for us to hide
Yeah,
any equipment.
I think it's great.
Right now,
Signage?
I'm sorry.
Go, I'm sorry.
No, I was just confirming that your business now is in Greenfield, correct? Is that
It
where your
is.
office? Okay.
Yeah,
So we'll steal some business. This is good.
yeah.
Right by the FurCog, actually, kind
It
of,
is.
right? Yeah.
Actually, Jim said, oh, you're right
I
next to
saw,
me.
when I went to the FurCog, I saw your name. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah,
So signage at all?
I'd love to have signage.
Yeah, we'll get
And,
signage.
and that would be dependent on, you know, whether or not the right side has offices, so maybe it would be a multi-use type sign where BRJ would be up top. if that happens, I'd like to have some sort of separation where we'd feature BRJ sign in front of BRJ, and then if we have other spaces available for rent other than apartments, we'd have that sign in front of the other building to kind of feature which side you'd pull into.
And that would all go through planning and zoning anyway
Yeah.
for the signage.
Yep.
What type of construction does BRJ do?
Everything residential,
Residential.
from new construction to installing new doors, renovations, preservation.
I see a nice quiet little space for a deviled egg stand. I'm just-
That's actually a brook right there.
Yeah,
That's right.
You got the electric
Which is
lines,
frozen.
too, that go over to the solar there. in this
Yeah, here.
South end.
That's outside of this area.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so if you look in the first one, it shows all the easements and everything that are
Oh,
part of
gotcha.
that.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So everything we've done is purposely placed outside of the easement. The only easement that we are currently uncertain at, I need to have a surveyor come in and do an official survey, is the additional easement for the electrical company and their vehicles, because it currently doesn't really show correctly in the deeds, and it might not actually be active. And if that's not active, it might actually cause me to bring that back building up a little bit, because then it gives us area to hide stuff
Behind it.
behind it.
timing?
I'd love to be in there by next year. Mark Zacchio does not have cheap rent. So,
Okay.
and that's kind of dependent on, well, am I gonna move
Approvals.
forward with the modular company? Is it gonna be modular? Am I gonna have my best framer stick build it, right? But the goal would be that we fast track as much as possible and get in there. Next year, March would be when my next lease is up in Greenfield, and have it all ready to go. I have a lot of other projects, so,
Yeah.
you know, is that actually feasible? It could be, just depends on how easy things move.
Do you see anything, and no questions? No?
Just, I mean, obviously, he's gotta go to the proper
Right.
planning or zoning, I don't know if it's ZBA or planning. board.
Planning,
Plan.
Probably
Planning
both,
board.
because planning board would have to do the site plan review anyway, but I'd have to look at the use, depending on how you're gonna use it.
well, I'm not
Might
sure.
depend on which,
Yeah,
the
site-
ZBA
site
does a
plan looks
special
like
permit
it's
or not.
possible, but not a guarantee, depending on whether or not it's public or private use,
I don't understand.
I don't either.
right? So public use meaning it would be a retail spot or somewhere where anyone can
Oh.
go. Private would be,
The apartment.
for example, if it's a yoga studio, private club, not public, or apartments, it's
Sure.
not technically public use. And including my building, it would be
Yes, if it's not
invite,
retail or a
right?
business.
Right. Well, business meaning a
It depends
A
on the type of
construction,
business,
a
too.
construction business, residential construction is all invite only. So it's not open to the public to just randomly
Walk in.
show up.
Right.
Where our current office is locked with a keypad and people have to actually knock to get in. But whatever I've got to go through, the
Yeah.
plan is to sit
Yeah,
and go through it. But I figured this was a good spot
Yeah.
to start,
Sure,
I
yeah.
hope, and
Yeah,
get
absolutely.
people
Yeah.
excited
Yeah.
and, you know,
I appreciate you keeping us in the loop for sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Come back and tell us how you're
So-
So
proceeding,
this
how we
is
can help.
replicated if it's all apartments, so it's 4 apartments in each of those buildings.
right, they would be similar to that.
Yeah.
That's the second go-around. We're probably gonna do 5 or 6
Okay.
to see what actually works the best. And I don't know if they would all be 2-bedroom or if we would have 1-bedroom with larger area, depending on who we want to attract, whether it be professionals or, you know, alternates.
Yeah, if there's anything we can do along the way, let us know.
Yeah.
Just don't be afraid to come back.
Please.
I've got some ideas, but we could discuss that
Yep.
later.
For
I just
sure.
wanted to at least get this in front of people as,
That's great.
you know, what I don't want to do is spend a whole bunch of money and get a no. So
Right.
nobody sees anything that's glaring at this point.
We're not the experts. You're,
I mean,
don't look at me.
I know, I've read through the entire zoning multiple times, and I understand that it's potentially considered mixed use. Basically, anything outside of residential up to 2-family is planning board. So,
Yep.
Yeah, take it to the planning board and just propose it to them.
Yep.
Not as,
Well, that's my next
not
step.
as an official,
Yeah.
process. but
Yep.
just
Yeah, their next
to
meeting
get
is,
their ideas.
their next meeting is the 5th of February.
Do you want to put me on that?
I'll recommend, you probably need to go through them to put, I'm
get
not in
on
charge
their-
of them, yeah, you
Oh.
have to go to them directly, but I will send you their information,
Okay.
who you can reach out to,
Yeah. All right.
if you get on
I'm
their
gonna give
agenda.
you this
for the-
back because these are
Sure.
expensive.
Well, actually, they're really cheap.
I'm
No,
gonna
they're
keep
not.
one,
The printer
okay, I'll
Yes.
keep one.
You're the
Definitely
keeper
try
of
to
the-
get to the planning board sooner than later.
I want to.
Yes.
But
That'll start their
I wanted to make
Who's the
this
contact people
first
there?
stop.
It's Ron Fulton, it's
Okay.
on the website too, all their phone number,
Oh, is he still
email,
with them?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he got off and came back on, so
Yep.
he's back.
We
on.
Yeah,
recruited
he's
them
back
back.
on, he's the chair, and Jen Moore is the administrative assistant. She will, does the agenda, but I recommend, and you can click on Ron's name on the website, and it'll generate an email to him, and
Great. will
so
do
I
that
recommend that
tonight.
you do
Yeah.
that, and then
Great.
So we can,
get in their next meeting, like I said, is at
Get
1
moving.
o'clock on February 5th.
okay,
Okay.
outstanding.
Thanks
All
for
right.
coming in.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Stay warm.
Don't forget your,
And seriously, do come
Septic
back,
plan
keep
and-
us in the loop, because
Yeah.
you're telling the whole town here.
Anywhere we can help,
if
for
there's
sure.
any problems,
By telling the whole town, you mean I'm just advertising
you-
to everybody?
Right.
There you go, so it's a freebie.
thanks for coming.
Meet you too.
Yep, alrighty.
Penny's Day of Beauty.
If there's,
right.
Ben, if there's
Oh!
any problems, just,
I'm like,
That's who you are. I knew I recognized you. I said, what the?
familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, trying to place the dog name with the parent.
There you
And
go.
You could do that there
It took
too.
me about 5 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate
See ya.
it.
Alrighty, well, that was exciting. 3 town meeting select board findings. Oh, I've already read that.
no, we're at number
We're-
2,
We're
we're
number
at
2,
Samantha.
Samantha.
Yes.
Come on up, Samantha.
Samantha, you're gonna have to pronounce your last name. Baccini.
See, it's easy when she says it.
Family Community Programming Proposal. This evening, Samantha Baccini, a resident of Bernardston, has been corresponding with the town administrator about increasing family and community-based non-sport programming in our town. The objective of the programming is to encourage the growth of family and community-based non-sporting events that enhance social bonds, foster inclusivity, and support the overall well-being of town residents in our town. Samantha is here this evening to describe her vision for the town and has prepared a written proposal for the select board to consider.
All right.
Okay, you're on.
So can I just interject a little bit? All right,
Yes.
so Samantha approached me, I just want to give you the background about this, and again, of course, we have our Recreation Commission, very, again, a great avenue for youth activities and so on, but made a good point as a resident of, there's not any other kind of programming, non-sport programming.
Sure.
So we got together and we were talking, and we met one time, and we said, okay, this is our homework, we're gonna go I'm gonna put something together, what I thought, like maybe for a year, what some family programming would look like, and she was gonna do the same. We met, 3 weeks later, I don't know, something like that, and she came back with this proposal.
Yeah.
And I had a one-pager
I sometimes
Excel
overdo
spreadsheet
things.
of that. So it's incredible what the thought and the mindfulness that went into this, and I just want you to know that I did reach out to the Rec Commission, and I sent this to them, and I asked them for their consideration, but they're very busy, they haven't had a meeting, so I let the commission know, Jen Stennis that is, that I was going to try a different angle of approaching this as something separate from the Recreation Commission, since there didn't really seem to be much of an interest. I'm not too sure. So that's it. I just want to give you the background on how this came about.
Great.
Okay.
And so it started because I'm a mom and a resident of Bernardston, and I'm very involved in the local community, and I had reached out because I wanted to start volunteering in Bernardston, because I have a lot of different volunteering work that I do, and a lot of it has been based in Northfield, and since we're from Bernardston, I wanted to do more in the community. So as she said, when I met with her, she had asked me like what types of things I was looking into like helping with, and my biggest thing was like, as I told her, is I love the Rec Commission. They do great work. My own kids have used them, but I've noticed that there's, at least as a mom, I've noticed there's not a lot of family or community things that aren't sport-based. And it's not that we don't do the sports. My kids have done the sports, but I have one kid that's very like science, doesn't want to touch sports at all. So I'm always looking into other types of things for my kids to do, even as a family, just things to do. And I find that a lot of the times we were looking elsewhere in other towns to do things. And I just would like to see more things. I think it would be beneficial for the residents, for families, for the community in general, not just for Bernardston, for outside community members to participate in things. It would just welcome in, like, I mean, it's like adds more of like a social aspect, a family aspect. It doesn't have to be just family activities, but that was just one of the things I personally have noticed and wanted to see more of. I wanted to like look into just, it doesn't even have to start, like I understand like a lot of stuff comes down to money. Something like this would have to start as like volunteering in like donations or personal like stuff like that. I came from, before I moved out here, I lived out east, so I came from like a lot more busier towns that obviously had a lot more residents, more money, but they had a lot of events, which made me think of a lot of different ideas, which is why on page, I think it's 11 to 16 is all different ideas I came up with. Some of them, obviously with Bernardston being a little bit more rural and smaller town, might not be feasible, but I wanted to at least put a lot of vast different ideas in there. And again, they're not just family only activities. They're things based for like, you know, just couples or, you know, adults or, you know, just children or, you know, mix of that. They're all mix of ideas. And I definitely would love to see more cultural things brought in. I think that would also help with community building, bringing more people into Bernardston, not just to drive through, to hit the highway, to hit somewhere else. I think it would be beneficial to the town because it would also, I was talking to my husband, I was like, you know, I didn't even know that we had spoken with the Cushman Park. I didn't realize it was owned by the town because there's really not too many activities that are done there. The ones that you guys have, because I know the Kiwanis does, they do amazing activities, but it just, I feel like the town itself is underutilized with like what we could be doing.
Something, speaking of Cushman Park, something I've always felt that park is never, I don't think it's utilized enough. I have tried many different things to put a band shell in there. We can't have permanent structures per the rules. To pour cement pads, have picnic tables, and you know, families can go out there and picnic and things like that. But per rules, you can't have cement pads. So there was a lot of different obstacles. But I had thought long and hard about different events there because I don't think it's utilized enough. So, yeah.
And there is a local cultural council.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever been, I don't know a whole lot about them, to be honest.
I don't either. I mean, I know there is. I haven't really looked into them. As I said, I originally reached out because I just wanted to do more work in the town, and then we had gotten talking. And that's where like a lot of this had come from, is like.
And I do know that cultural council does do grants. So I'm thinking of the money piece of it for some of those events.
Definitely.
They may provide grants to
Yes.
help support
I
some of
did
those.
look into stuff like that to get an idea of like what's out there.
Right.
So I have looked into a couple different options. I don't have them off the top of my head,
No,
but I do know what you're
no,
talking about. Because I think
yeah.
I think that's why I started looking into them.
And I honestly don't know a lot about them.
I talked to Jess Schultz, is it?
Joe Schulte, yeah.
Schulte, excuse me, and we just missed the boat for the grants. They already did them for this year, but I was sharing him about the family programming idea, and he goes, that sounds
Yeah, right up that alley.
right for next round of grants.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth looking into.
Just for our audience, because they don't have access to page 11 and 12,
I have copies if you would like them.
you're on camera.
Oh,
You didn't know that.
I think. Sorry.
That's good.
But no, that's good. She has a copy. Yeah.
Sorry.
Never gonna see
What
that.
page, Ken?
It's on page 11 and 12, some of the ideas, just so people got a flavor for, pick a couple of them and maybe describe what you would think.
Well, I mean, on page 11 in general, that was originally what she had asked me to do, is come up with a couple ideas for just like month
Yep.
theme things. So I had just come up with like some things like a winter carnival, a family like Valentine's dance, family crafts night, a do-it-yourself herb garden like event, an art in the park day, because I'm very in like our whole family is very into like literature and art, and I really love to see more of that. A community talent show, like a family picnic event, an outdoor movie night, and again, some of these are a little bit more broader stands, but like you can like there's like a water play day, like a back to school carnival type thing, like a fall festival type thing. For like in October, there was like a family Halloween dance or like a costume parade for kids. Different types of like workshop type things. Like there was gingerbread house or cookie event in like the winter, the kids holiday shop event, and then different like game nights. We were talking about like doing some sort of like spring or fall cleanup day that also ends with like a family community like picnic, like the picnic idea. For like the townwide picnic, pizza movie nights, family camp out per se. Pumpkin carving. There's numerous different things in here, all different things. There's community caroling, sports league. There is some like sports things, like a family Olympics event type thing, a mini evening market, a flower pot decorating like class, or the townwide scavenger hunt, a pet appreciation day with like a parade. There's a lot of different ones.
I also
Plenty of
think,
ideas.
like on page 4 too, I just wanted to point out, kind of like some next steps would be as far as marketing and outreach and kind of surveying residents on maybe some of the things they might want to do. Like this even gets us to maybe what we could do next as well, but.
So do you envision getting like a group together of volunteers to help?
Because
separate committee?
At
A
first
committee,
it would have
exactly.
to be like a group of volunteers and stuff.
Yeah, standing up a subcommittee, a family programming not subcommittee, a family programming or whatever the title would be, of volunteers, that a chair, you'd have the whole thing, standing that committee up and running this program. And maybe depending on, like it's kind of how the rec commission's set up. They have a revolving account, something like that down the road or whatever. Or I don't know if this is umbrellaed underneath them. I'm not sure, but that is an elected body, and ready to move forward and kind of move along with this, thinking that would be something separate from that, and standing it up by itself.
Yeah, I think we can create a committee separately from that.
Yes.
Just to see if it gains some traction.
So that would be our next step, would be to solicit, if that's the right word, volunteers. Maybe we'll talk more about that too, as far as how we go about that. But marketing and advertising this program in our town, we need to figure out a way to do that.
The website.
Right, website of course, but maybe even a mail out. I don't know. We'll see.
And reaching out to the local businesses would be important.
Yes.
The Kiwanis.
Yeah.
Would be important.
Said that before the meeting.
Yeah.
I said, you should come to a Kiwanis meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is groups
We had
around.
a lot of people there with some
Sarah
ideas.
Bernstein at the elementary school, potentially the principal
Right,
there.
right.
She might want to be involved with it.
Yeah.
The venue for some of these things, they require.
BES, I'm thinking. We could get school do a
Right.
usage form
Right.
to use BES on the winter time, and if not, we'll do the town usage form for whether it be Pratt Field or Cushman Park. Right, and then, that's kind of what we talked about as far as indoor-outdoor facilities.
And some smaller things potentially up at Kiwanis Park.
Yep.
And then when,
Services.
when and if, but we'll have the opportunities of the community, the
Fire station?
no, the studio, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Studio.
Right, when that stands up,
Yeah,
it should be done by the end of this year. They're gonna have space there that we can use.
Right.
Another, like
A
in his
community
classroom
room,
setting,
yeah.
there, it'll be, who knows what that can contribute to this whole thing as well, so.
I also came from back east 20-odd years ago, and in my town, the rec commission was not exclusively about sports.
Exactly.
It was a lot of these things.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be exclusively
Right.
just sports. It's just, that's what they do.
Right.
And you're not competing with them.
No, this is not to,
Enhances it, really.
Yeah.
right, it's gonna enhance, but again, the efforts that, their energies and efforts are really into all the youth sports programs.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that's why maybe just looking at this as more of
a sister organization
a
or
sister, separate from the commission, because again, they are an elected body.
Right.
We want to freely function and not have to wait for underneath the vote of an elected body, so to
Right.
speak. You know
so
what I'm saying?
picking one of these ideas and coming back and telling us, okay, we've decided to do whatever, whichever one you pick, that seems to be get you started, and then you could recruit your volunteers that way. Anybody that wants to be interested in herb gardening or God knows what,
Right.
And then that allows you to build a foundation of one successful event, and then okay, we're going to have the second and the third and the fourth. I doubt you'll ever get to the point where you got them all covered.
No,
That would
that's
be
why this is great.
phenomenal if it
Right.
was,
It's a good
But we could send out a survey with this
Yeah.
extensive list and ask people to send back what they would think out of all of the ones that we have on between page 11 and,
We are a
You know,
farming community,
right.
and that kind of thing.
we'll explore the way to approach this, but
And I mean, surveys with QR codes are fairly easy to set up.
yes.
And I don't think I'm misspeaking when I say we can distribute things through kids at the elementary schools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
To take home
see
to their
what we
parents
legally
to
can
be
do,
Part
right?
of it.
Yeah.
We have to ask that permission. We
Flyers.
used to be able to do that.
Yep.
So this might help fulfill some of the needs for the open space and recreation
Sure.
plan that the planning board is working on also. Some of the things that were on that survey that
That's
people
right.
indicated that they wanted more of also.
And that survey was done 2 years ago?
The
Three-
survey was,
3
yeah.
years ago?
They're still hopefully gonna
Be good to
finish it
look
up
at that
this year,
data
right?
too, because there was some questions around these types of activities
Correct.
in that survey from
Yeah.
a year or two ago. I'm not saying don't do another one, but
And
we might
like
get
you-
some feedback from that.
Right, and like you said, we could get grant funding for most, some of
Right.
these things easily, because it's cultural based, it's, so, and maybe this is jumping ahead, but would this be something if, we stand up the committee, we have a family program committee, and we would have to put on the warrant, set up to ask for a revolving account this coming, right? We would have to do, is that
Better
how?
fast, but yeah.
It is fast, but I'm just saying it definitely has to be something that, okay,
think we
getting
could
the
get behind
account
that,
set
yeah.
up and
Yep.
making it, more official that way.
I like the
than
pet
having a-
appreciation thing too. That bet you
Right.
get, again, of being a farming community, it wouldn't have to be just dogs and cats.
Oh,
It can be goats and sheep and
Right.
Yeah, I
You
think
name
we
it.
even went into, maybe I didn't with the lab one.
You know, my daughter and her husband live here in town. They have 2 kids that they homeschool. She said she never gets any information about what's going on because she homeschools her kids.
Yep.
And I know there's several families in town that do homeschool their kids.
Yeah.
We'll create our own page for
So-
this on the website, and we'll be able to do a lot through the website.
Right.
But I think the initial push, just like anything else, would be maybe doing a mail out, to some kind of mail out and surveying our residents, and we'll talk about that, Samantha, a little more, but,
the car show thing ideas. I mean, very successful at the senior center. We had a couple of, in conjunction with the October event. What do we call that?
Scarecrow.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah, and the turnout was phenomenal.
Yeah, we
These guys
attended
love to
that.
show
We
off
liked
their
it.
vehicles.
That was something, when we lived out east, that was something that they're, like, weekly, there's numerous ones you can go to, and we
Yeah,
used to do that
that's what
every
these
week.
guys do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are real fun things. Like, a lot of those they're not just family things, they're things that, anybody of different ages can enjoy, a lot of the events there.
I mean, I think, Karen, the one the planning board did was just a simple postcard, it had a QR code on it, had some information, obviously. on it.
Okay.
It's fairly inexpensive to mail out.
Kind of the one I did for the website, the one little.
Just like that, except it
200
had the
yeah.
QR code right on
Okay.
it, people could scan it,
All right.
and the questions would come up on their phone, and they
Okay.
could answer the questions.
How do we get that in the budget?
We would
I'll-
do a survey.
That's what I'm
monthly.
asking, like, I don't know how.
How much ballpark did that mailing cost?
$400
Oh,
maybe?
yeah.
I mean,
So no
maybe write
biggie.
up something and give it to Jane and to us
Yeah.
for the
Okay.
budgeting season.
So you
know,
would, you could help us maybe with a little startup money for marketing
Yeah.
this and doing a survey?
for $500 or
Okay.
$1,000 to see what we could
Okay.
get through the budget.
And we'll do our homework with just seeing what that actually is, and we, of course, we got to get a committee together and do all that. But okay, that'd be great. And the goal would be, to have something. I'm looking at this as getting an account and standing this up for
Right.
this annual town meeting in May. When is it? May 7th. Was that?
17th, I think.
17th.
17th, Saturday, yeah.
So we would have to get hot on this, but we will.
Yeah, just to get it in the budget. It would
Yeah,
be
so that it
March
has
before
its
you-
own, it has its own account,
Yep.
and we can start getting grant, and maybe a little startup money, I don't know for it, I'm not sure, but,
And you could reach out to Capital Strategic. The girls down there might
Yes.
have some ideas on where to pull a grant from.
sure, I will, I'll do that as well,
We have a grant writer that,
yeah.
it's a company that we can reach
Okay.
out to, and they'll research different grants for us for no fee.
So do you need to vote on this, or say, or just support it at this point, and then we'll come back with you'll appoint the committee once we form
Yeah.
one?
Sure.
So we'll come back at that time?
So all you
Um,
townspeople, what's her
Farms in
contact
town that
information,
would allow
please?
visitors
Mine?
Yeah.
Or heck, it can
Probably,
be
yeah.
mine.
Okay.
If anybody's, just
So
for now, because I
if
don't
you-
want it, you can.
Panic stations, yeah.
Yeah, anyone that's interested in the family
people do.
programming can contact the town
Collect
administrator.
eggs.
Sounds good.
Yeah, things like that.
And more to follow.
Yeah.
And
So-
do you have any other comments?
The only other thing I would just like to add is because I deal with a lot of social media with for the PTO, for the Kiwanis, for the Northfield Kiwanis, and for some other things. And I definitely, if we're going like the postcard route, I love that idea. I'd also would want to make sure that the QR code is an easy link that I could find a way of getting it, like mobile way of shared
Right,
easily too.
right.
Oh,
because
you're
I-
gonna help me with it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm not gonna do this,
No, I know.
Yeah.
Just with the sharing of it, I feel like having an easy link would be easy to also get out there too, especially
Yes.
with like the younger community and families as well.
As far reach as we can,
More
for sure.
feedback, better. I mean, really.
Yes. I think it's an outstanding,
It's a great document.
I love it, and
Really.
I'm
Yeah, I did read the whole thing. I did.
really
Yeah.
want to see it
Nice job.
grow,
Thank
so.
you.
Chris, do you have anything or any
Just
feedback?
that there is an opening on the Recreation Commission if you want to be elected for that too.
There
Maybe
is.
some of
point.
the other members would be interested actually
Right,
in helping
right.
us.
Well,
Yeah.
this was sent to them and in an email to every single rec commission member. I sent it to them within a week of her giving it to me. And I know Jen and them are just really busy because I asked for them to, if we could be invited to their next meeting, but they haven't had a meeting yet, and it's busy sports time, so it's no problem.
Basketball season.
Yeah. So, and I let Jen know, and actually Jen just a couple days ago was like, oh, she came back about it, and I did see Clayton, and I talked to Clayton about it, but I was like, yeah, I want to keep this moving, so I thought if we could do it separately, so we're not we can be more autonomous and free to run the program versus being under we can set up our own committee and it's focused on this
They can
program.
always go there later if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're cool with that? All right. That's
Yeah,
it
appreciate
then.
it.
The earlier comment about the cultural council, they do 4 events that I know of over on the side lawn of the senior center. They bring in music, and those are very well attended.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they have the structure already in place. Again, another sister organization that you could maybe steal some ideas from as far as organization, not about ideas about what to do, more about getting it up and running piece of it, which you
Yeah,
need to
and
have done.
I would love to be able to include and find like other organizations just like that and other local businesses and stuff that would love to like participate in some of the different like things that are.
Whatever our events are,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Because we'll need sponsors to, support the event maybe.
Right.
If you think of like a movie at the park, like setting that up and, so it'll be
We used to do that at Scarecrow in the Park on Saturday night.
There you
We used
go.
to show the movie under the...
Yeah,
What do you use for a surface to?
we'll figure it out.
Well, we hung a sheet off the,
Yeah.
the tent poles.
Something
It's
as
under
easy
the
as that.
tent, you
Okay.
know?
They do have little blow-up devices that create.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you then
Which is
deflate.
what I believe the town line Creamy uses now and again. They have a blow-up screen. And they'll
Okay.
have them
There you go.
Okay.
So,
You can tie them in too for
Well, yeah,
ice cream socials or something. They would, I'm sure, help out with stuff.
all
like
right,
that,
well,
too.
So
great.
clearly there's some enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So come back to us and
and I've
ask
been
us
trying to
how we
figure
can
out how
help.
to put a band shell on wheels so it's
Yeah.
not permanent. Because I think it'd be great to have a little
The
talent show.
restriction to
and
put
open
something,
mics.
We're gonna
and
do
stuff
it,
like that.
karaoke.
Yes.
that's on the Cushman Park side. The other side of the street, right next to the fire station,
That we can do anything.
we can do anything.
That's right.
We got that
They-
neighbor next door that'll let us do
We
anything.
could put a band, that's right, we could
Piece
put a
of cake.
band shell over
As long as you
there.
don't bug my horses, you're
I'm on
fine.
it. I'm on it. I've been trying to get
So
one of those.
we'll be in
this town.
touch. Give me a call
Thank you.
tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
very
Thank you so much, Samantha. Awesome.
We love it. Okay, next up, new business. We there? District Local Technical Assistance, DLTA. I'll say it again, District Local Technical Assistant Project Requests from the COG. The FR-COG has again received District Local Technical Assistance funding from the Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. God, they love these. EOHLC, to help municipalities. In the past, the fund has allowed the FR-COG to assist our members and our member municipalities on projects that promote regionalization of services and local and regional planning, whatever all that means. On January 7th, 2025, the town administrator, one Karen Kelly, sent an email to all department heads, board, committee, and commission chairs asking for what projects they are interested in pursuing by January 16th, 2025. The results are in and the voting is done. The results are in, and this evening, the Select Board will review and compile one list on behalf of the town and prioritize our top 3 projects. The list of projects include, these are the 3 winners.
The 3 winners.
The 3 winners. First up, outdoor recreation open space planning. Provide technical assistance to support municipal open space and recreation planning, OSRP, or OSRP update, such as identifying funding resources or assessing mapping needs, or to enhance or promote outdoor recreation, adventure, tourism activities in the community, such as inventorying existing or potential assets. So this was submitted by the planning
The
board.
planning board, John Lepore submitted that.
Uh-huh.
And yes, and they need to finish and complete the OSRP.
Okay,
This was one of our projects that we listed last year as well, but
Okay.
they need it again this year too, to
Okay.
finish it up.
all right. Item number 2, or selection number 2, IT training and policy development. Training for local officials on using artificial intelligence in local governments and developing municipal policies for AI. And B, to develop an education program around cybersecurity for municipal officials. This is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to.
it's a
one of them.
vulnerability, it's a common
Yes.
thing, it's
real.
impacting us.
free.
We don't even know it's impacting us,
Right.
but it is. Municipal planner services. Explore the potential of sharing professional planning services with other communities to support the planning board, conservation commission, and/or ZBA on a contract basis. These services could include professional technical assistance on procedural processes, yep, site plan review, peer review, consultant support, and related matters. So,
This was also one that we wanted on, made our list last year, was the
Okay.
municipal planner. And they never, I don't think it was awarded last year, so.
No? Okay.
We'll try again.
try again. I would entertain a motion to approve the 2025 District Local Technical Assistance Request Form listing the town's top 3 priorities as outdoor recreation / open space planning, IT training and policy development, and municipal planner services.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion from the crowd?
No, they're all important.
Okay. I think there are 3 that we can get behind, and
Sure.
hopefully make some hay with the cog. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Municipal Energy Manager Grant, FRCOG, letter of support. The Franklin Regional Council on Governments is considering applying for a Municipal Energy Manager Grant through MassSave, a collaborative electrical and natural gas utilities and energy efficiency service providers. If successful, this program would provide funding for the FRCOG to work with participating Franklin County municipalities to develop energy management practices, track energy consumption, oversee the installation of energy-saving projects, and plan decarbonization efforts. Ooh. The program prioritizes school buildings, but any municipal building could be included in the program. If awarded, the grant would fund staffing for energy manager services within the FRCOG for 3 years. At this point, the FRCOG is hoping to hear from at least 3 or 4 municipalities that would be interested in participating in this program so that we can assess if we should move forward with the regional application. If the town of Bernardston is interested in potentially participating in this effort and receiving energy manager services, we will need to sign a letter of support that would be included in the application. The grant application is due January 31st, so the FRCOG will need to receive the signed letter of support no later than Thursday, January 30th. It's coming fast. I would entertain a motion to participate in receiving the FRCOG Energy Manager Services and sign the letter of support.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, concerns?
I think it's an important one to work hand in hand with the Green Committee.
Yeah.
Give them a lot of support, really.
Okay,
We always need help with figuring things out,
Yeah.
and
this would be some,
And maintaining the
support would
information
be very
Yeah, it sounds
helpful.
like it.
and having the information all in one, because
Right.
it's all, it feels like every year we're looking for this information all the time, like how much, so
Okay.
I like that aspect of it.
and being a 3-year program, it's got some legs. That
Yes,
It's not just a one and done.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. FY 2026 Emergency Medical Services, Town Assessment. So I happen to sit on this committee, and I just wanted to get it on the budget process, make people aware that with the Northfield EMS program, there are 4 towns that are actively planning, budgeting, hiring to make sure that when one of our citizens has need of an ambulance, emergency services, that's what we're talking about, an ambulance here, that ambulance will show up timely and get them the help they need, get them to the Franklin Medical or down to Springfield or wherever. The estimated, this is now we got the expensive part. The estimated assessment for emergency medical services for the town of Bernardston for fiscal 2026 is $82,401, which is an increase over FY 2025 of $33,423. It is an estimate at this point, the assessment, because we're still working out the details. The budget, $82,401, includes capital planning, operational improvements. The Northfield EMS has been run for as long as it existed on the shoestring, and really haven't been paying the people that are volunteering their time. They put in way more hours than are actually being compensated for, and it's involved in training. It's involved in acquiring proper equipment. The ambulances are very elderly. They have a lot of miles on them, and when the call goes out, you got to have a functioning ambulance to respond. So there's all kinds of things that are going on. There is no firm budget yet. We're still actively in nailing down all the particulars, and we just wanted to give a heads up to the Finance Committee and Select Board as to what the estimate looks like it's coming in at, just because of the increase. Timing on it is as we go through the budget process, all 4 towns have to pass this budget process and approve it at their annual meetings. Boundary walking. Interesting. Did you know that every 5 years, 2 or more select board members or their designees are required by Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 42, Section 2, to locate the town boundaries markers? The proceedings shall be recorded with the town clerk in writing, the boundary markers they were able to find and those they were not. A copy of the record must be sent by registered mail to the town clerks and select boards of all contiguous towns. Can we cheat and use what they've found already? Make it easier for us? A copy of the record must be sent by registered mail to the town clerks and select boards of the contiguous towns. Select boards are free to decide the manner of carrying out this mandate, but there should be evidence to support any determination, as in a photo op. Click, here's the
surveyor.
The survey. Oh, ouch, that's expensive.
Yeah, I'm just saying it won't be that.
No.
Yep, we can't afford that.
Right.
But there should be evidence to support any determination. Boundaries may be located by reference to defined locations and geographic features, such as bodies of water, highways, state lines, and monuments. Evidence can include maps and documents, wide acceptance supported by local assessment and taxation, the performance of governmental functions, and local understanding and practice. So when it says or designees in this,
That means you can appoint somebody with expertise to be able to go out and find those boundaries for you and
so.
document it.
Mr. Brian Miner, I think, has spent some time doing these
oh, really?
already. I know
Good.
he's done it for town roads,
Okay.
and he has to chase those back to the permanent bound markers that the state put in however many years ago.
Okay.
I think it'd be worth asking him a question if he's ever looked for and or found these specific markers that are
Okay.
referenced here.
I can do that.
He may have a pretty good handle on them already. And if that's the case, I think we can designate 2 highway people to.
That'd
All
be
right, so
okay.
we'll table a vote, or, I mean, I'll get back with Brian and then
Yeah.
bring this back to you
And
to
he may
appoint
not
people
this
to do
point.
it.
I
Okay.
know he doesn't
How many
a lot of
boundary
roads.
markers are we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's,
I thought you were the expert
And
here.
Jill may have to get involved
No.
to help.
yeah, I know, I
Some
gotta
of
pull
those
more
too.
together, but
So-
I'll pull it together.
Is there a deadline for this, Karen, that we need?
No, it just has to be
report this back?
done every 5 years.
And
So-
we're probably 10 years
and we
into that
haven't,
5 years.
we haven't done it, and, right,
What are
so,
they gonna do to us? Shut us down?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, we happen to get an email about that this had to be done,
Okay.
or should be done,
so we're on it. We'll
All right.
we'll figure it out, and so I'll get you more information, and I'll come back with that information, and then we can appoint, you can do your official duties of appointing someone from the highway department, hopefully.
So standing next to the sign on the highway, this is entering Bernardston, does that count?
That'd be a great one.
I
as a
don't
marker.
know.
You and I can go
I
down
think,
there, Brian.
no, but I think I saw maps, documents, state lines, monuments.
Well, when you said,
Well,
when it said
historical
markers, I
knowledge.
envisioned
Marker, maybe.
those
Okay, I'll
steel
find out.
pins that are driven
Yeah.
into the ground with a little orange ribbon on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can.
Like,
we
where
can
are you gonna find
You're
that?
probably in old New England, gonna find a granite bound marker.
I
It's
would
probably
guess.
like that. I think that's more
Yeah.
of what I'm talking, what they're
And all the
referring to.
leaves and trees have grown all around it.
Yeah, so it technically can't be done like this season, during this season anyways, but we need to pull it together to maybe get one done before the end of May.
One.
Get
We'll
the
get
boundary
yeah,
walk,
We'll show them
right.
some progress.
Yes.
We'll
We're
commit
making
some
an
energy.
effort. We're there.
All right, so I'll get moving on that and I'll come back to you with the details.
Sounds like a plan.
You could take your GPS on your phone and go find the
Yeah.
boundary. in
On
one
that
All right.
I was
snowmobile,
just
we
gonna
get
say
more
that.
snow.
Yeah.
See, you could drop pins
Well,
on
one of our select board member doesn't like snowmobiles.
All right.
Land donation, gift of personal property to the town.
This is a revisit,
Uh-huh.
remember?
In
All right.
accordance with MGL, Chapter 44, Section 53A, 1/2. Acceptance of gifts of tangible personal property with the approval of the Select Board, in its sole discretion and authority, that's scary, may accept gifts of tangible personal property on behalf of the town from an individual. On June 26th, 2024, so 9 months ago, the Select Board elected, 7 months ago, elected to table the subject until further notice in order to have more time to gather information and discuss the proposed gifted property with other town officials. And here we go.
It's the same two records that you've
Okay.
given, no change.
So
They're
the
landlocked
the
property,
address
or-
is 0 Fox Hill Road. So that's all the way down the bottom?
No, there's probably several 0 Fox Hill roads.
Aha. Total tax on the property is $199.35, so it's not that substantial a property. Assessed at $5,700. Residential / agricultural district, 11 acres, so it is a big property.
You have the
Tax-
property cards here.
Taxes have been paid in full. The second property we're talking about here is 0 Brattleboro Road. Total tax on the property is $163.40, assessed at $9,900. Center Village District, 8.79 acres. Taxes have been paid in full. Ms. Kristen Coombs called Town Hall on January 14th, 2025 to inquire if the Select Board had made a decision. Fair question.
I'm trying to envision where these are.
Yeah.
It almost
So,
seems to be
okay,
the same
so do you see the
address.
map? It's on the back of your property record in your book?
Oh, in the book. What
Yeah,
what
it's in
tab
your
am I
book.
looking at?
It's, you have a map, it shows you where it is. They look to me like they're both landlocked, maybe with the exception of, yeah, they're both landlocked. See right here?
We did talk to Pete Shed about the one on Brattleboro Road.
Well, and I say it looks like the same property, because isn't Fox Hill right off of Brattleboro Road? Is it 0 on?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, that is the name of the property. Do you have this in front of you?
Yep.
I do.
You good, okay.
Ours aren't highlighted though. they should.
So walk us through
So
where we're looking. A is the,
I have, no, I have them highlighted.
Not on here though.
nope.
Oh, I don't. I'm sorry. I have it only on mine.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna look at number 13. Okay, let's get to the right property record. So I'm looking at,
Bottom right-hand corner, map number 24.
yes, map number 24, you're gonna go up to the northwest part of the map and look at number 13, 28.35, that right there, that whole square.
Hold on. Well, I don't have 24.
Okay.
I don't have 24.
You have to.
24.
No, I don't have it. I have two 31s.
Oh, my word.
Today only.
I have a 24
Sorry
and a
about that.
31.
What are you missing, 24?
Yes.
There you go, my apologies.
Oh,
Okay, so it's that one
okay.
right there.
All right.
And then on the second property record, it's number 10, which is in the southeast corner, kind of. And you'll see the dotted, semi-dotted
What
line.
number? 24?
No, on 31,
Yeah.
the number 10,
Right
Yeah.
there.
okay?
I got two 24s also.
Goodness, that's what happened, they got mixed up.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
So do you see it now?
Yep.
So I guess you can just, if you need more time to think about it, that's fine. I just gotta, if it's
So,
something you
all right.
want or not, or just, she has to try and sell it herself to somebody or whatever.
One of the abutters, potentially.
Right.
Couchbrook, Wildcat Mountain. Where is that in relation to this?
Wildcat Mountain is on the right-hand side as you're going north on 91.
No, I'm
Yes.
so
It's
I'm,
on the left, Wildcats up on Route 5,
so on
Behind
map
Couchbrook?
where the chalet is on the side of it.
on map 24, the one labeled 24, just under the number 31, it says Wildcat Mountain, and then on map 31, just above 24, it says Wildcat Mountain. So where is this map in relation to this map? Like this? Do you know what I'm saying? What's the continuation of this map? Is it this map?
I would say that's a guess.
Can we point to it up here somewhere?
I'm gonna say it's not.
That's just,
If you look at the edges of the
No,
map
that's not
24.
gonna help us.
it's not the parcels.
You
All
see the
right.
numbers on
But
the
at
edges?
least geographically, we get
That
some
means
sense
you
of where
need
we're
to get
talking.
plot plan 23 out of her office to
Ah,
tie
I see.
in there. Plan
So you see
31
how
to
this-
tie in there.
Right, yep. So you see how this says Wildcat Mountain and this says Wildcat Mountain. So
On
does
the
this go
24?
like this?
24.
Yeah, point me to the,
Is it a continuation?
is that thing? That's what I thought.
You'd
Okay.
know what I'm
have to
saying?
connect the, it would have to be based off of, you'd have to look at this
So we
instead
could
of
look
the
at
parcel
gold,
ID,
like
you see the
Yeah,
code
okay.
is there.
Yeah.
And they.
I would have to
look
ask
at
this.
each other?
Okay, I was
See,
just
this
curious.
is parcel 2.
I don't think they're anywhere near
all
each other.
landlocked, too.
13.
For what?
We
Landlocked.
have to do
Yeah.
some.
Sure.
They're close. It's by each other. I would say it's by each other.
They're-
but-
Yeah, they gotta
There's
be
no
pretty close to each other, right?
Deeded right of way to them.
No.
No,
Fox
they're
Hill
landlocked for sure.
Yeah, if something can be landlocked but still have a deeded right of way from somebody else's
And
property.
Yes, they can.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I checked that last time that we did this, and they do not.
Yeah.
I would think she'd be better off to come to the Board of Assessors, figure out who her butters are. And
Okay,
Approach them.
that's what we
I
can
mean, I
recommend.
know I talked to Pete about the Brattleboro Road one to see if he thought fire department would have any use for something like that.
Well,
It is Couchbrook. Okay.
yes. Like that.
So what's our pleasure? We want to,
The recommendation would be to offer a suggestion to the owners of the property to maybe contact the assessor's office and determine who the abutters are and offer, see if they would want to purchase the property.
Well, it looks like, I'm not suggesting we shouldn't do that. It looks like they also abut Wildcat Mountain, which I assume is our,
Isn't that state property?
or state property. Right?
I believe so.
I think so.
And both of them abut that.
Yeah, I do.
So that might be
And just give it back to the state.
just to look at it, just to see if,
I mean, Jill could tie it
Jill
together
could do
for you.
that, right.
if we just make it part of,
Because the maps all tie together based on the numbers on the perimeter of this
Yeah.
map.
yeah.
But so.
I mean, if the abutters balk, if they say, "No, we don't want anything to do
Right.
with that," so at that point, maybe,
And I think are we clear that we do not want to purchase the property then? I think we need to make that clear if that is your decision, that is.
purchase or it's being gifted?
Gifted, gifted, wrong word,
Accept the
gifted.
gift. Which
Means
would
taking it
involve
off
taking
the
it off the tax
right.
rolls. Yeah.
So you'd have to make sure we're not going to do that, and that would need to be something clear, that we would need to be clear about, and then make a recommendation to Mrs. Coombs about what she can do with the property.
so when you say total tax on 0 Brattleboro Road, that's a year, $163.40, right?
Correct,
And the other one's $199.35.
yes.
Is it in a chapter 61?
I don't know what that means.
Farm.
So, chapter 61, you get a reduced tax rate, and you can be in chapter 61 if you have 5 acres or more.
I don't know. I just know that this, at the last tax bill that she provided me, this is the figures I got of what her tax was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She pays the tax bill on it, and taxes are paid, I believe. They're paid in full.
That's what,
She's keeping up with it or whatever. It's,
Yeah, I remember that she was just trying to get out of the tax burden.
yeah, she just doesn't,
Useless to her.
Right.
She inherited it.
right.
you think Wildcat is state-owned?
Well, and I'm going back a few years, when I looked at a map, it looked like the district attorney's office owned it. I don't know how they ended up with it, but
Okay.
like I said, I don't
Interesting.
know if they still do or if it's been transferred to any other department in the state or not.
It's their little secret summer retreat. Oh,
Or they took it because of some illegal activity, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know when
right,
it
yeah,
happened,
yeah.
but.
interesting.
Could I have, I don't want to steal your copy.
No, that's okay.
I can steal this?
Yes.
I mean, and technically, without
sent them to
without
you,
a
I
deeded
believe.
right away,
They were attachments
and without
on your
walking
email.
on anyone's property, you could walk Wildcat Mountain to get to both parcels and
Yep.
not trespass on anyone else's land.
If it's truly the state's land.
Right, if it's the state's land. Yep.
Don't do it during hunting season.
Well,
or wear some appropriate clothing.
You know who probably would know would be Bill Mantilio,
yeah.
because he hikes all over.
You can look it up on a website too, property parcels. The Massachusetts has a pretty good website, mass.gov on boundaries. and-
Own little private mountain.
Right. Yeah.
Just saying.
So we
What was
thought,
that first one? 11 acres?
yes.
Yeah, I don't know that the town has interest in,
And then what's the terrain?
yeah.
It's in the residential agricultural district, so you'd have to go out there and look at it. And I thought that was what we were gonna do, but maybe we didn't do it. I'm not sure.
We definitely didn't do that.
No.
I'm trying to make sense of where I am on this map together.
Do you want to table it again?
Yeah, in the interest of Ms.
you're-
Coombs, we should keep in motion on it, but I would, without doing anything else, we can recommend that she might contact the abutters
Okay.
and see if they have interest in it.
And if they do, great. If they don't, then
Yeah, it stays on the tax.
we find out who actually owns Wildcat Mountain, and if it is the state.
Jill should be able to tell you that too.
Yeah.
Yep,
I can easily put her, I'm gonna let her know what you had just stated, that, to check with the abutters, and I'll personally, of course, I'll guide her towards Jill, give her Jill's information, and make that recommendation about, once I determine who owns Wildcat Mountain, so I can talk about it.
Yeah, find out who the abutters are.
Right.
For their purposes. for the
Correct.
select board.
Well, why would I do that? I thought, are you saying that you're interested in, I'm not sure what
I
you're
don't
talking.
know, I'm looking at Brian.
Oh, no. Finding out who the abutters are, if the abutters are interested in purchasing the property.
Yeah, that's for Mrs. Coombs to do though, not for,
Oh, right.
right, I'm not doing that for
No,
her.
on our end,
Right.
I would find out who owns Wildcat, if the state in fact does
Right.
own Wildcat Mountain,
Right,
to inquire with the state, hey, we got these parcels
Okay.
of land which abut your mountain, do you just want them?
all right,
We'll just give you that too.
thank you.
That's my suggestion anyway.
So we don't need to vote on anything, we'll just tell her to.
right.
All right, sounds good, thank
Sounds
you.
like a plan. Alrighty. Next up, part-time temporary appointment, senior center custodian. So our senior center custodian is heading south
For a couple months, yeah.
for a couple months, and as happened in previous years, we need to have someone who comes in 4 days a week and cleans the senior center. There's a 5th day a week that someone else from the highway department does the cleaning. But I would make a motion, I would entertain a motion, there we go, to appoint Harry
Shulin,
just like it says, as a custodian for the senior center effective February 3rd, 2025. The hourly wage is $15 per hour. This is a non-benefited, part-time, temporary position at 10 hours per week.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I would tell you that Mr. Shulin was approached as part of a internal talking to all the people that use our senior center, and he volunteered. He said, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Can do it. It's not heavy lifting. It's just needs to get done every night.
Fun, he said.
BES student request. Charlie Dean, a 5th grade student at the Bernardston Elementary School, sent an email request to the Pioneer Valley Regional School District Superintendent and Bernardston Elementary School Principal asking if a plaque and tree could be planted in the back courtyard at the elementary school in honor of Mrs. Sue Torminen?
Tormented. Yep.
Torminen, who passed away on December 28th, 2024. In the request, Charlie continued to describe her close relationship with Mrs. T, and that she was her favorite teacher and the kindest person on earth to many students. The superintendent, Patricia Kinsella, forwarded Charlie's request to the select board for consideration. And I think we can all get behind this. The difficulty is that Stephanie Arroyo, who is the contact with the PVRS, contacted the Massachusetts Association of School Committees, and she said to me in an email, "Hello, Ken. Unfortunately, I have received clarification from the Massachusetts Association of School Committees field representative that no memorials are permitted on the grounds or in the school, despite the fact that the town owns BES. A scholarship or award may be named in honor, but no tangible memorial. The intent is to prevent having a multitude of memorials over time. The school committee must follow this guidance, therefore the tree and plaque are not possible at BES. May I suggest Cushman Park or another option? Of course, it is close to the school and offers access for people to gather for a dedication. Please let me know if your select board wishes to move forward with a memorial. I will inform our fifth grader and of course help in any way that I can. Thank you, Stephanie Arroyo."
There is a memorial over there already to Stevie's Playground and a
Yep.
plaque. So
It's-
precedent's already there. It's a town-owned building, the school district doesn't own the building, so I'm gonna say it's under our purview if we wanna allow somebody to put a tree there, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and a tree is not invasive, and it's,
We've
Right.
planted trees over there in the past,
oh yeah,
not necessarily with a plaque,
we put the
Yeah,
moon
so
tree
maybe-
just recently.
right, in memorial to people that have
Yeah.
retired from the school.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
see
all
what
in
the big
favor
deal
of
is.
plowing ahead and seeing if anybody says we gotta cut down the tree.
Right.
And then watch them try to do it.
I mean, we might wanna check with the school to make sure we're not gonna plant it in such a spot where they hold a certain activity every year, but
Yeah. It's our land.
shouldn't be that hard to
Do
plant
we have
a
to
tree.
involve the tree warden in this?
I'm sure he would be delighted
Be
to
great,
be,
right.
yeah,
So, okay,
weather permitting.
I believe she has it all lined up for the donation of the tree.
okay.
I mean, she's connected to Snow and Sons. I think they're gonna be the ones supporting it to a great deal.
So
good.
are you voting to,
I would,
I would make a motion to allow the tree and the plaque to be put at BES.
I'd second it.
I enthusiastically third it.
Yeah.
So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
and do I communicate, or will you, how do we need to communicate to Miss Aurora? Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay, I had no communications
I will
with her.
respond to Stephanie and say.
And let her know.
I'll
Okay.
let her know that the select board has approved the planting of a tree and placing of a plaque.
Coordinate with the tree warden.
Yep.
All right, so
Yeah.
you'll take care of that?
Yes, I
Okay.
shall.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Okay, good. 2025 post-closure landfill environmental monitoring proposal. I would entertain a motion to accept the professional services proposal renewal from Mark W. Popham, who has done this for us for a long time.
Forever, yeah.
Sanitary engineering and environmental and solid waste consulting in the amount of, hold on to your seats, $9,997.50, a $977.50 increase over what had been budgeted in the prior year. This is due to an increase in project-specific laboratory expenses.
So moved.
Second.
One of those things we have to do.
One less thing, yes, but this was not as big a number 3 or 4 years ago.
Well,
It's
no,
gone
it
from
wasn't.
7 up to,
Well, the DEP has stepped in and now they're requiring us all to test for PFAS
yes, that's,
Yep.
so that the towns can pay for the state to collect their data.
Pretty much.
And it's probably gonna
criminal.
change the post-landfill closure from being
Forever.
a 20-year to, as you say, forever.
Forever. It'll be forever.
it's the wonder of Massachusetts government.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, reluctantly. Other business unknown at time of posting. Jared Britt, Planning Board resignation. I would entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Jared Britt from the Planning Board effective January 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Does that leave us shorthanded on the Planning Board?
We're okay, I think it's 2 vacancies now, but they still have the quorum, right?
Yeah, they've got Pam, Ron, John, and Jen.
Yep.
One of those is a
Alternate,
alternate.
Jen,
Jen is the alternate.
yeah.
The only thing she can do is she's doing the clerking also.
Right.
But then she's supposed to only help make decisions on special permits, that's all she can do.
Or do we need
So,
volunteers in this town?
all you out there and watching this presentation, we have 2 openings on the planning board, and would really like, it's how I started in town government a long time ago, sitting on the planning board.
And
You learn a ton about the town. It's not heavy lifting. They have entertaining meetings, and it's a chance to get to know the town and get your feet in the process.
we also have 2 openings on the finance committee.
Yeah, all our vacancies are on the town website of our boards,
great,
commissions, and
yes.
committees.
Right on
Under
that,
the
when as you
Selectboard
log in,
page, yeah.
it's right there.
Yep.
So please go out there, find something that you're interested in, and volunteer. Come to one of the meetings and see if it's for you, and contact Karen. She can get you the times for the next meetings. Appointment, Senior Center part-time cook. I would entertain a motion to appoint. Really?
Trouble, yes.
Trouble
That's your name.
Mandison, I shouldn't laugh. I have a funny name. Trouble Mandison as a cook for the Senior Center effective February 3rd, 2025. The hourly wage is $20 an hour. This is a non-benefited, part-time, grant-funded position at 2 hours per week. So it's not a budget.
So moved.
Second?
All those, discussion, anything? Okay.
What are they doing 2 hours a week? Is that just
It's
It's
the
cooking.
Monday-
It's
it's
starting
Monday
the Monday
Yeah.
brunch or
Is it-
something.
is it
or-
both
No, the
hours
night
on the-
thing.
The night, I got
The
it.
Monday meal's coming back. Monday
Oh,
night.
okay,
Yeah.
so both
Yeah.
hours are on the same day.
Yeah.
Yes,
It-
sir.
It
Yes.
has
It's not
been
1
done.
hour on Monday and an hour on a Wednesday.
No, it's
No.
Monday's 2 hours.
Yep.
So
Okay.
And they get a huge
I was just
turnout.
curious.
4 hours every pay period.
Those are always busy. man.
I was
Yep.
just curious.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The town administrator report.
All right, I have,
Skip something?
we're not doing,
Oh.
we're not doing it. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
ready.
All right.
Yeah. There was something on the agenda. Please tell us what again.
It was the incandescent brewing, the Farmer Series pouring permit. We're not prepared to present that to you, so
This is
we're passing it over.
This is where the
Where Hitchcock Brewery used to be.
Yep.
Yep,
We need to do some more.
yep, we need a little more work. So we're passing
So
over
probably
that.
bring it over to the next meeting, or is that soon?
It's based on the
Approvals.
planning board and the zoning board.
Oh, they have to go through that whole process
Yes,
again.
and
Okay.
we have to do public notice in the 65 days and the 14 days and the.
Great.
So,
All right. So it's going to be a while.
hopefully not
All
65
right.
days.
Town administrator report. Go for it.
All right, real quick. So I just wanted to let you know, and maybe you do know this, but at their monthly board meeting on Thursday, January 9th, the Massachusetts Libraries Board of Library Commissions, it's the MBLC, certified their third and final group of municipality meetings, the full requirement for the FY25 state aid to the public libraries, and Cushman Library, congratulations. They got their state aid recipients for the for 2025, and the first payment's $3,006. That's the first half of the payment. So I mean, I'm not, maybe you know more about this, but I don't know if this is a routine thing. I'm sure it is, right? They get it every year. Yep. So, but with our challenges that we had last year, you know, there's certain requirements that have to be met.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a good thing. I guess that's
Absolutely.
why I thought I would bring it
Yep.
to your attention, since it says that all that hard work that went into, I mean, I know it's about how many books are taken out, and it's more than just
Yeah, but it
that,
was in
but-
jeopardy because we were closed for so long.
Correct, right. So we're good to go. And for Lori just coming on board and all that, she pushed that to me, and I just thought I wanted to share that.
Great.
So. And it's just been a real busy couple weeks, so that's all I have on my
Okay.
report. So thank you.
Okay.
Excellent.
Do we have any other, anything? Any
No.
other business?
No?
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Everybody.